any further ado, here is Live from Lacrosse. Welcome to the Root Note for Monday night amateur group beatnik poetry. I am your host, Atticus Peacock. Let's meet tonight's poets first, all the way from the deli at Festival Foods. Slap your palm skins together violently in repetitive motion for Percival Windjammer. Next, all the way from a pack. A-pack. Customer service, please flamboyantly smash the epidermis of your hands in rhythm for Lord Cornelius de la Titwillow. And finally, joining us from unemployment. Give a falsely encouraging applause for Lucinda Quaffalot Esquire. Now, let's start poeming!
She loves me. She loves me not every damn time. Perhaps I should stop using butterflies.
I am a lazy thrill seeker, so it should not be surprising that sometimes I zoom in on Google Earth really, really fast and pretend I'm scarred. All of my insecurities are covered with barbed wire tattoos.
Wow! How do those poems feel inside of you? If you're looking for food that doesn't fill you up at all, the Root Note has a special on our savory crepes for only $17. Get your own bed of fresh spring greens sprinkled with crumbled mammal cheese and enriched with flax seeds that come from local free-range flax. Now, back to the poeming.
I'm afraid of sharks. Sharks are made of cartilage. Ears are made of cartilage. Now I'm afraid of ears.
This poem is so incredibly complex that I will not write it down. I have a question for the deaf community. I'm not being insensitive, just seizing the opportunity. So please find this worth your deeming. When people are yawning, how do you know they are not screaming?
Holy Emily Dickinson! These poems make my orgasms orgasm. It's orgasm inception. Be sure to check out our menu for our specials on small pots of tea for only $8. You heard me correctly, Homo sapien. You can get your very own cup of flavored leaf water for only $8. Now, more poems for your ear canals.
I'm a prepositional proposition wordsmith. The proposition of my prepositions is that prepositions are proper to end sentences with.
If you're writing a poem that's silly or daft, just make sure it rhymes at the end. Life raft! If by heaven you mean that bar stool over there, then yes, I fell from heaven.
Dear Shakespeare's rock-on nibbles, that was exciting! If you have food sensitivities, please refer to the gluten-free section of our menu for all your deglutenized needs. It's labeled under the section, Tastes Like Wet Cardboard. And now our final round of poetizing.
Men orgasm in all consonants. I cannot deny, but women orgasm in all vowels. And sometimes why?
Electric toothbrush ran out of batteries, so I used my acoustic. my chest and push with all of my soul, because that is how I roll.
What a night of group poetic beating off it has been! Be sure to stop back tomorrow night for Songwriters Open Mic Night, because nothing screams of originality as local musicians playing G, D, and C chords. Enough with the fucking drumming! I'm trying to eat my crap! Great. Whatever! Dick!
Went to the doctor for a routine checkup, get my health back on top. He looked at me and he said, Nick, your constant masturbating's got to stop. What you talking about, doctor? I'm a man and I have needs. He said you have to stop masturbating because it's time for your exam, please. Watching a movie with my girlfriend Susie, and she looked at me like she was pissed. She said she can't believe I use a whole box of tissues while watching Schindler's List. What you talking about, girlfriend? I'm a man with many teardrops. She said, yes, it's a sad, sad movie, but your masturbating's gotta stop. Sitting in school, final test in hand, and I'm trying to recall this stuff. The teacher approached and stood over me and said, Nick, I've seen enough. What you talking about, teacher? I'm a man, can I concentrate? And he said, yes, but for every answer, you wrote down masturbate. Sipping on coffee, newspaper in hand, a statistic I did read. The article said that 1 in 4 males masturbates constantly. What you talking about, paper? I'm a man and I can't believe that any of my closest buddies would wait. I bet it's Steve. Steve. I bet it's Steve. Definitely. Steve.
It said PG on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for Live from the Crosse News with your hosts, Nick Brandt and Raina Thielen.
Good evening. In tonight's top story, the federal federal prison population has dropped by almost 5,000 people. However, it is expected to go back up now that the NFL season is almost over.
A black bear chased down and clawed a 12-year-old girl in Michigan recently, and as a society, we have to ask, if it was a white bear, would we even be talking about it?
A New Jersey mechanic found in his selling Hitler's toilet. He, quote, wants to know if some piece of shit would like to buy this piece of shit that held pieces of shit from the world's biggest piece of shit.
In China, an Asian woman hit 3 cars while trying to parallel park. No stereotypes were injured.
Parents everywhere are rejoicing now that school is back in session after the winter break. So here to present his list of the top 5 school movies is our local movie expert, Keith.
Keith, are you okay?
I think I'm in the M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Fifth Sense.
The fifth sense? Whatever do you mean?
Could I feed people?
Do you mean the movie where Bruce Willis dies?
Raina, you just gave away the ending.
I wouldn't worry about it. I think everyone here has already seen Die Hard. It's the one where Bruce Willis is squinting. And soothing it down.
So Keith, you're here tonight to share with us your top 5 school movies.
Yes, of course. My top 5 school movies. Drum roll, please. Thank you. Oh dear, I don't like that. Don't do that again. My top 5 school movies list. Number 5, Jurassic Park, 1993.
Jurassic Park. Now, how is that a school movie?
A movie about a school of dinosaurs being taught awkward dialogue delivery by Jeff Goldblum. Did you know that if you watch Jurassic Park backwards, it's actually the story of dinosaurs puking up people and then building a fence? Next we have number 4, Commando, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
How is that a school movie?
Commando is a movie about a school of bullets entering the bad guys' bodies. Did you know that they called the movie Commando because during filming Arnold Schwarzenegger never wore underwear? What? Number 3, Bridget Jones's Diary, 2001. The story of a woman who is living proof that if you keep making that funny face, it's going to stick that way for you. Did you know that it was originally called Bridget Jones's Diarrhea? They didn't have the budget.
Okay, wait a second, Keith. These aren't school movies.
Why? Whatever do you mean?
Well, with this logic, you could justify any movie to be a school movie. I mean, Saving Private Ryan.
Oh, 1998, starring the greatest actor of all time,
Tom Hanks.
Vin Diesel. A school of soldiers go into battle to retrieve their friend. Did you know that the director Steven Spielberg is dyslexic? The movie was originally called Saving Ryan's Private and was a story about stopping a guy from getting a vasectomy.
How about E.T. the Extraterrestrial?
Oh, 82. Did you know that he actually had 2? He did not have the extra one. It should have been just called T.
Why is that a school movie, Keith?
Why? Because I read it on while interneting.
Where?
On a website from Canada, you wouldn't know her.
Okay, wait a minute, Keith. Keith, I think the movies that should actually qualify as a school movie should be the ones that, I don't know, maybe took place in a school. Like, I don't know, Billy Madison. Have you seen that one?
I thought I was watching Billy Madison one time for an hour, but it turned out the TV was unplugged.
Come on, Adam Sandler movies aren't that bad. Like Anger Management. Have you seen that one with Jack Nicholson and Marissa Tomei?
Oh, did you know that if you say Marissa backwards, it sounds like ass I ram?
Keith! Just finish your list!
Okay, number 2, Top Gun. Story of a set of pearly white teeth trying to escape from Val Kilmer's beautiful face. Did you know that in the movie Top Gun, Tom Cruise in the gay community is actually known as a bottom gun?
Okay, so what's your number 1 school movie then, Keith?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 1986, starring Matthew Broderick.
Okay, that's actually a good pick.
Yeah, I agree. That's a classic.
But there was one horrible inaccuracy in the movie.
What's that?
Abe Froman is not the Sausage King.
Who is then?
Let me guess. Jesus.
What? No, Philly, that's Ron Jeremy. Look at that hog.
Keith, everybody.
As soon 51-year-old Conjo, California man suffered severe head injuries after being attacked by an ostrich at a local zoo. Local police detained, but later released the bird on bond, stating that the ostrich is not a flight risk.
A woman found several IKEA bags full of bones in a basement in a church in Sweden. Unfortunately, since the bones were from IKEA, they were nearly impossible to assemble. Put that one.
The Japanese company Yuntech has announced that it will be releasing an iPhone app in December that translates babies' cries with 90% accuracy. The most common translation being, "Put down your fucking iPhone and pick me up, I'm a crying baby!"
The Colorado Symphony announced that they will hold their second Bring Your Own Marijuana concert series this year, called Classically Cannabis. And if you don't like classical music, you can attend the other Bring Your Own Marijuana concert called Every Other Concert Ever.
This has been live from La Crosse News. I'm your host, Raina Thielen.
And I'm Nick Brandt. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you. Ah.
La 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 la. Hey! My name's Dr. Natty, and I'm this many. And I'm the doctor who will be discussing your test results with you today. It's not good news.
It's not good news, but I just came in here for test results.
Oh no, I knew I should not have told him that one. Well, I do have good news and bad news. Which one do you want first?
Well, I don't know. Let's start with the good news. How about the good news?
You get candy! Take it!
Okay. So what's the bad news?
You have cancer.
Cancer? I have cancer? What, is it the treatable kind?
Oh, Mr. P, please don't yell at me. I get very anxious and I'm not wearing my accident panties.
I'm sorry, this is just really terrible news.
Well, if you would have done the way I wanted to, you would have gotten the candy after I told you. Do you want to do it again?
Sure. Wait, what? No! No! I want to not have cancer. I want to know what's next.
Well, there is something we can try. It's brand new and I'm not really sure how it works exactly,
Well,
but...
I am all for experimental drugs, Dr. Maddie. Let's just do this.
Okay. Here it goes. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Bibbidi bobbidi boo.
Son of a bitch! I'm sorry.
Well, that didn't work. What else can we try?
I'm sorry, I just didn't expect you to hit me is all. Well, how about telling me what kind of cancer?
It's the worst kind. It's cancer. No-nos.
Dick cancer? I have dick. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just having a really hard time understanding this. Why don't you read my chart to me?
Okay.
Can read.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Phillips,
That's me.
27, male.
Clearly.
Cholesterol is good.
Oh, great.
Blood pressure is good.
Great.
And cancer.
That's it? It just says cancer.
Yeah, you see the little crabby sticker right there? That means you have cancer.
That's a fucking sticker. Other words, I'm sorry, I forgot.
mister.
No more swears, I promise. Just explain this to me.
Well,
Please.
okay. We caught it soon.
Good.
And then we'll schedule you with some appointments with some of our specialists.
Okay.
And then we'll put you in this great big machine that goes
Oh.
beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, 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 boop. And then we'll play Operation with your insides.
No.
And then you get ice cream.
So my chart just says cancer,
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. Wait a minute.
What?
This little crabby doesn't have a moon on it.
What?
You don't have cancer at all.
Oh, thank God.
You just have ickies on your no-no bits.
Ickies on my no-no bits?
Yeah, you lay down hugged with a very, very dirty person, and now your potty pieces itch.
Crabs. You're saying I have crabs?
Yeah, ickies on your no-no bits.
I got that. So why did I have to have the blood work done for?
Because you helped me get my hematology badge! Yes!
Fucking HMOs.
Ow!
Honestly! Potty in your mouth. Ew. All right. Now, here's a prescription for your ickies.
Thank you.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go tell Mr. Stanley that he has AIDS. My Tuesday's awesome! La, 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 la.
Good evening, and welcome to the University of Phoenix online webinar entitled Urinal Etiquette for Males in Public Restrooms 105. My name is Dr. Elliot Sackwinkle. And tonight's symposium has been developed from passages from my self-help book, Urine in It to Win It, and also from my published journal article on silent piss methods called You Can't Hear Psychologists Pissing Because the P is Silent. For many a millennium, men have marveled at the enigmatic boundaries of choosing a public urinal portal. Many have theorized as to the derivative of its psychological power, witchcraft, sorcery, homophobia. But after countless hours of research, I have established 6 guidelines for choosing a urinal in a public restroom, which all men should now follow with this day forth for rapid urinal decisiveness. Rule 1, unoccupied status. When entering a public urination facility, one must choose the urinal to the far end of his non-dominant hand to cover his peneus and testiculars from unbeknownst to specters. Quick review of basic urinal stance: feet the width of shoulders and knees with slight bend, not unlike the defensive stance of American baseball. Feet too wide cause uncontrolled flow and increases risk of bounce back strain. Feet too close restricts flow and increases risk of accidental urine spurt on pants face. Rule 2, one occupant. If upon entering a urination facility, one urinal is occupied, one must follow this equation for choosing a receptacle. The farthest urinal from the other patron, -1, but no greater than 3. This maintains a respectful boundary built on confidence between you and your co-urinator. It establishes a I best not catch you checking out my junk distance. Do not unzip until you have entered the protective womb of the urinal. Do not exit until fully zipped. 3 shakes is appropriate. Rule 3, 2 occupants. Urinator enters restroom of 5 urinals, 2 are occupied. Since there are an even number of compartments between the urinatees, one inspects the stall. or fortress of ultimate solitude. Unfortunately, with the insurgence of B.A. Burrito, the vast majority of stalls appear to be post-apocalyptic bowel movements. Some call them the Boston Massacre. This forces the urinator to use the following mathematical formula for choosing the correct urinal. The total number of hairs multiplied by your age and divided by the square root of the number of pubic hairs in the urinal closest to the prime meridian. If that number is a multiple of 7 or 13 or equal to the number of championships won by the Chicago Bulls in the 1990s, you choose the one to your left. But if that number pubic hairs exceeds the number of movies you have watched starring Donald Sutherland, then you take 1/5 of the number of pubic hairs and subtract it from the urinal box in each. If that number is greater than or equal to the number of moles in Fort Morgan Freeman's face shaped in the state of Utah, you choose the one on your right. Or, to streamline this decision, move away from the one who looks more like a rapist. Rule 4, 3 occupants, the small man urinal ultimatum. Urinator enters restroom of 5 urinals, 3 are occupied. He's now left with the choice of standing between 2 actively flowing peni or using the small person's urinal. The accepted theory is to choose the small people's urinal so that he may fantasize that he's extremely tall. Like an American NBA basketball player. Also, it's always better to wear the small urinal badge of shame than to stand between 2 sprightly penises. Foot-to-foot note, sword fighting, piss fencing, or colloquial for nerds, lightsabering, is allowed using the rule of 9. If you are younger than 9 years of age, or greater than 9 alcoholic drinks consumed. These 2 rules may not be combined. Confirmation from both parties is required before engaging. If permission is not sought, then the other may fire a military-style warning shot. Be prepared for an aggressive response of, "Hey, why you whizzing on my Jordans, bro?" Rule 5, 4 occupants, singular opening or the Lone Ranger. Enters restroom, 5 urinals, 4 are occupied. He must assess his piss urgency. If he decides to postpone his urination appointment, he may use the phone hand-washing technique and exit. But if he cannot pinch it off long enough, then foot to foot to foot it shall be. Now, while urinating with other men present, each participant must maintain eye contact with the wall at all times, as if inspecting the tile grout.
Good craftsmanship.
If looking down, he displays weakness by sending the message that he is unable to control flow. He may also catch a glimpse of another cock, which, as we all know, makes you immediately gay. And if you are already gay, makes you super ultra mega gay. Rule 6, no vacancy or full house. Enters restroom, 5 urinals, 5 urinatees. Again, one must assess piss urgency. But if the urine is crowning and he is ready to deliver, then he is left with one option: the Alabama waterfall.